Well, see, guys, like the art of piloting a starship. You have to know which buttons to press. You see, if you want to ignite the engines, you've got to press the ignition button, which is this one. Oh no, hang on a moment. No, that's not the ignition button. That's not the ignition button. That's the self-destruct button. Guys, we ain't got long. How are you? Hello. Hello. Where's Sharon? Sharon? Can't see you. Wait a minute. Where are we? That's all I've got. The camera. I can't get any more. I can't turn it anymore. If you want to be in the camera, you're going to have to get in the camera. Look, I can't fucking move it anymore. If I move it that way...
you should stop moaning.
No, I'm just saying I've only got a limited lens.
Here I am.
Right, that's alright. Alright. Okay, guys. Okay, one at a time then. Sharon, if you conquered the world, if you conquered the world, wait a minute, if you conquered the world, what would you do with it? If you conquered the world, what would you do with it? Imagine you conquered the entire world. What would you do with it? Huh? I'm asking a question.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, it wouldn't be a very interesting world, then, is it? Pell.
Yeah.
All right, fair enough. Pell, if you conquered the world, if you're the conqueror of the world, what would you do with it if you conquered the world?
Get rid of all the niggers.
I've got friends who are black. Captain Sisko's black. Michael Jackson was black. Yeah? No, it's just really not. Alright, Lee, what about you? What would you do?
What would I do?
Yeah, if you conquered the world.
Oh, I would. Who's that? That's my friends.
You'd what?
I'm trying to think what I'd do. I would.
Yeah.
Do that. I'd make everybody work who is able. I would make them, I'll try and get everyone working. Was that you?
Hold on, I can't. Wait a minute.
Oh, you're jokes, bro. I would try and get everybody to work.
No. Yeah.
Who could work.
No.
And everyone that could.
Bro, I'm sitting there thinking someone else you can't.
I'd keep my disability, obviously.
Yeah.
I would just basically.
You ain't got disability, have you?
Nah, I'm saying I would. People that had disabilities.
Yeah, but you can't. The problem is, though, Lee, you won't be able to get a job really very easily because of the jail. Which is putting, I mean, it puts a stigma on you as soon as you come out of jail. How are you going to get a job if you just come out of jail? Because not many employers will employ convicts, would they?
No.
See, that's going to make it harder for you to find a job anyway, isn't it?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, I mean, okay, it's easy. It's not easy to get a job anyway. But once you've been inside, you tend to you get black marks, don't you?
Yeah.
Is that the right word?
Yeah.
Something like that. They actually do, don't they?
Blacklisted.
Blacklisted or whatever. Yeah.
Nah.
I think once you're out of jail, there should be it should be illegal to blacklist people. You know what I mean? You should be able to apply for a new job. You've done your time. Once you've done your time,
Yeah.
it should be easy enough. You know, you should be able to get a job, but you can't. I mean, let's face it. In this society, fucking hard to get a job if you've been in jail, isn't it?
Yeah. Very hard. What do you do? You can't leave
So I mean, what are you supposed to do? But I mean, yeah, but then what are you supposed to do then? Just survive on fucking unemployment benefit for the rest of your life, or commit, you know,
Carry on, Bill.
you know, are you supposed to just survive on unemployment benefit, or would you do another crime? If they discriminate against ex-convicts, then basically, as well as losing a workforce, they're actually sort of making it more inclined for people to go back into a life of crime. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Are you going to make this movie?
We've got to shoot, Bill.
Now let me finish making the movie now.
No, we're gonna. Obviously, we're gonna.
Finish making the movie. You started making the movie. I don't want to stop it. What are we talking about? We'll keep talking for a while.
We were talking
About me conquering the world.
What would you do?
What I'd do is I'd fucking get the biggest smack needle and shove it in my baby mum's arm.
Oh.
And that with that. And then I'd fucking get rid of all the blacks.
I've got friends who are black. A lot of my best friends are black. One of my best friends is black. In fact, a lot of them are. I've got my best friend when I was at school.
Then I'd get rid of the Chinese.
No, hang on. I'd lose all my friends then. I'd lose half the world then. No, I'm sorry. I don't like. No, I know, I'm joking too.
No, he's joking.
But I don't like these religious fanatics coming over here from the Islami stuff.
Yeah, fuck
I'm
all
very.
that as
I mean,
well.
to be honest with
why
you,
I
that's
got
what I
rid of all
don't like.
the cunts, man.
No, the Chinese come over and they
All
work.
they're good for is
Yeah, but
making
no,
us
they worked. They worked damn hard.
And I'm not
And so did
they,
the. No, hold on. Let me finish now. Let me finish now. Let me finish.
Okay.
You interrupt when I'm starting talking.
Start finishing then. Carry on.
When the blacks came, the Jamaicans came over. Well, we had
Jamaica,
slavism and all that 100 years ago. It was disgusting. But when the blacks came over, they worked for a living. They were bus conductors and worked in the underground a lot in London. But the blacks, when the Jamaicans came over in the 1960s, they came over to work because there were plenty of jobs, right? They came over to work, and they did get paid a lot less than the white people. Unfortunately, there was a lot of bigotry in the 1960s, and blacks used to do, the menial jobs a lot, yes, and I apologise for that, I would do. But anyway, yeah, but they got shit jobs, but they did work, they worked for a living. And then the Indians came over and they opened all the newsagents, or they took over all the newsagents, which is great because it means no one else wants to work, I think it's quite funny actually. Wouldn't be a newsagent without an Indian in it, I bet it's funny. No, but they come over and they work and they build their own businesses. The Indians started their own businesses over here, which is great. That's economy, building economy, and they're working for a living. Same with the Chinese, they opened lots of restaurants, the Chinese restaurants, and the Indians opened takeaways as well, as newsagents. But they worked for a living. Problem is, you have all this fucking Arab immigration now in Luton, and these women wearing their burqas, which I find an insult. I don't think these burqas should be allowed in Britain. I think they should be abolished. This fucking Arab fanaticism should be abolished in Britain. This should be Britain. If they want to come and live in Britain, then they should take off their masks, adapt to our society like the Indians did. The Indians adapted to us. The Chinese adapted to our society, reintegrated to a greater extent than you believe. And the blacks, well. But the Arabs keep their own little culture, and they hate, they've got this Sharia law, and they're trying to enforce it on the streets of Britain. Making people sort of like making women wear trousers or whatever because legs are disgusting or something.
All I can say about
and I think that's really sad. I think that should be abolished. And I think if you come to this country, you should have to work in this country.
And talk our language.
They should have to talk the language. They should have to learn. Well, they could keep their own languages by all means.
Yeah, no, but they should.
And keep their own cultures as well by all means. But they should actually integrate, like the Indians and the Chinese and the Africans integrated. But the fucking Muslims try and impose their Sharia law on us. You know what I mean? And I don't like it. And that should be abolished in the streets of Britain. And I think if you come to Britain, you should learn the language and work for a living. Like everybody else had to. I wish we had worked. I mean, if I conquered the world, you know what I'd do with it if I conquered the world? I would grow marijuana plantations in the fields. I would grow marijuana plantations in the fields. See, that have, we have haystacks and you have these bowls of hay.
You put people out of business.
But what you do is, but you get every harvest time you roll the fucking marijuana into these great big enormous bowls.
Oh yeah, we were talking about this earlier.
Like of hay, yeah, barrels of hay. So I'd have marijuana plantations for starters. I'd put marijuana plantations in every town. Definitely need a marijuana plantation. And a tobacco plantation as well. And what I'd do is I'd actually give people jobs, and I would make people work for a living. People are able, if people have got arms and legs, I would seriously make people work for a living. I'd find out what people are good at. If you're good at needlecraft, you can make clothes. If you're good at writing music and singing, you could entertain people with your music if you had talent. And if you had a bit of talent, you could entertain people and get paid for that. People would put money into your hat. If you're any good at, say, posting letters, you could be a postman. But if you wanted to be a writer, you could write stories for people and get paid for it. If you invented games, you could invent games for people to play and people would pay for it and stuff like that. But you get people to do what they're good at. Instead of getting people to do boring, menial jobs, which they're crap at, you could get engineers to make engines. and you could get carpenters to build houses or whatever, and you could get bricklayers to lay bricks and stuff like that. Get people to do what they're good at, or if they're good at computers, get them to do fucking computers. But I just don't think people should do nothing in their entire lives. It's a very boring world outside.
Yes.
How dull is the world outside, guys? How exciting is the world outside?
Hello, there's Woodhouse.
Do you want to move your chair closer? Sharon, if you move your chair closer, you can make a better movie. But no, I'd make people work for a living if they're, but do something they're good at, rather than just doing a menial, boring job. Which is what most people have to do, like what I have to do
Yeah,
most
but
time.
then again, job's a job, isn't it?
Yeah, true. But you don't really want to spend your entire life posting
No,
letters into
people would
letterboxes.
rather work in houses than be looking for a job for 10 years.
Yeah, but I'd rather be a writer or a poet or a fucking filmmaker or an artist. I mean, I'd like to sort of spend my time doing that, but I've not really been in the mood for painting this week. I can't. I've been very unmotivated. I haven't done a lot this week. I've had a week off work, and I've been very lazy.
Hi, Bill.
you got to go. All right, man. So we're in the movie.
Yeah,
All right. Can you see the door?
Yes.
All right. Hello.